It is the EV's highly anticipated Snatch episode here with Kyle, back from Florida. We are ready to rock and roll. What are we doing today?
So today we're going to go over some Snatch concepts, but we're going to talk about Snatch from a very beginner, foundational point of view. And then we're going to do some accessory movements that help maintain a good bar path, help maintain a good receiving position, help you keep your shoulders over the bar. Little things that you don't typically get in a weight room environment. You would get more in that competition tier. Remember we talked about that with the hang clean?
Yep.
But I think that those things are super important with the Snatch because it is such a technical lift.
Yeah, I like the Snatch because it's so like the power clean when we're going over some of that. Like I've hit a high power clean before. We did it all the time in high school. I had some background. Snatch was like literally taught to us that it will blow out your shoulder and you'll never be able to do a Snatch. So we never touched a Snatch. And my first Snatch was literally in all of my training was probably 8 months ago now at this point, and I've been loving like just a new product because it's totally new. It's probably one of the first lifts where it's like the first time I'm doing this, but it's such a weird. Welty and I were talking. It's like one of the most like there's so much pre-lift anxiety around a Snatch because it's like you have to have so much technique to make it. You can't just a squat. I can muscle out all day.
Right.
Even a power clean or a hang clean, like you can kind of muscle out as long as you get underneath it and then squat it back up. I feel like you can kind of muscle it out. A Snatch sometimes, like if you don't groove that right off the pole, it bodies you like nothing else.
Sure. Yeah, it shoots you out of there. It's funny that the hang power Snatch is actually the first movement that we taught our youth weightlifters. So they come in day one, 6 years old, 7 years old, 8 years old. Youth weightlifters, first thing we taught them was hang power Snatch.
Hang's not bad.
Because it's my friend and I, our coaches, we think that that's the easiest lift to teach. Now, obviously, we weren't trying to get them to do bodyweight hang Snatch on day one, but the movement is the simplest. You know, you don't have to break it down entirely if you're doing a hang power. It's just a very smooth starter movement for Olympic weightlifting.
It's one of the few lifts where it reminds me of softball a lot, where it's like when you hit a good one and it's clean, it's like it feels effortless, but the ball goes the furthest. And I feel like the same is with the Snatch. It's one of the, I don't know, I've been talking about that on the YouTube videos where it's like, oh, that was clean. I don't know how to describe the athletic feeling of that when you hit a good Snatch.
It's one of the only movements that you will ever do where your PR feels like a warm-up, right? Like in reality, if you are trying to hit a PR on a Snatch and you groove it perfectly, it feels easy.
Yeah. For the people that haven't listened to the first clean episode, which you guys should go do when we were back in Florida. We're in Minnesota right now, and it's definitely not as cool as Florida right now. But
it's much cooler, actually.
It is much cooler and raining, and it's gross. Do you want to tell people why they should listen to you, kind of your background in Olympic lifting?
Yeah, so I've been an Olympic weightlifting coach for about 12 years now, and when we started, we had an Olympic weightlifting gym in Eau Claire, Wisconsin, and we only did Olympic weightlifting, and we specialized with the youth weightlifters. So our goal was to get youth weightlifters to qualify for youth nationals. So we were one of the only places around that had kilo plates. We dove right in.
Had all the bougie stuff.
Yeah, it was all Olympic weightlifting, and it was cool because it was different. CrossFit was making Olympic weightlifting cool at the time, but this was exclusively Olympic weightlifting for sport. So I think people got to, feel it out a little bit more than they would have if they just did it at a CrossFit gym.
Yeah.
And it was also cool because we were introducing it to young kids, right? Kids who were interested in weightlifting, they came and they had some success and they were able to participate in another sport. So it was just a really neat way to introduce them to something that wasn't your football, basketball, volleyball, etc.
Hell yeah. Why are you in Minnesota right now?
I am in Minnesota for the Corky's softball.
The Corky softball tournament, baby. The Super Bowl of Minnesota.
Yeah, it is. It is. The Super Bowl of softball, the Super Bowl of everything. This is a tournament that I've played probably 10 times in my life. My second one as a Floridian. Let's go.
Mm-hmm. And last year, you guys are coming in as the defending champs. What's your kind of pregame predictions? Like, any thoughts on the weekend so far?
Yeah, I'm going to predict a repeat.
A repeat, there we go. Yep, put that out there.
Yes, and I think our team this year is going to look a little different than last year. Last year, our defense was really good, and we had some timely hitting. This year, we're young, and we've got some really athletic, raw softball players.
And we're missing our leader, Michael Ferry.
Michael Ferry, yeah. Mike Ferry is one of those dudes who you never really know if he's going to be there or not, but when he's there, everything is better. It's unfortunate we're going to miss him this weekend.
Yeah, he promised me the whole time I was in Florida that I was going to see him at Corky's, and now he's not here. So if you're watching this video, shame on you. But yeah, let's get some snatches in.
All right, man.
Let's do it. Boom.
Caw.
All right, we're live.
So the biggest thing with these snatch, and this is the first place to start, is where you put your hands on the bar. Because the snatch is a movement that finishes overhead, it's not something that we use this grip for in any other lift. So the snatch has its own grip. The easiest way to get your hand position with the snatch is to take your barbell and put it in that hip crease. Once it's in the hip crease, you want to take your hands and stretch them out until they are straight. I have really long arms, so I don't have anywhere else to go. This is as far as I can go. But if you see, the barbell should be right at about the waist of your pants. If it's too low, you're gonna get a lot of like bend arm catches. And I don't know if it's possible to be too far out, but if it is, obviously there's not gonna be much space between your head and the bar. So that happy medium spot, right at the waistband of your pants, take your hands, put them on the bar, slide them out, grab your hook grip, stand tall. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is I'm going to take Austin through the snatch, hang snatch warm up. So what we're trying to do today is just get into a hang power snatch. And anytime I use the word power, I'm talking about catching it in a athletic position. So not a full squat, catching it in an athletic position.
Teacher, I got a question.
Yes.
Couple questions there. I want to know what the power snatch is versus a real snatch versus a muscle snatch. Because I feel like I've seen like 17 different variations of the muscle snatch where I was told a muscle snatch, your feet aren't supposed to leave the ground, and then I see the really good guys do muscle snatch and their feet's definitely leave the ground, and a power snatch and a regular snatch.
Yes.
Can you describe that? I'm actually interested in that myself.
Yeah, definitely. So with a muscle snatch, essentially what a muscle snatch is we get into either you're doing it from the floor or you're doing it from the hang position, and you're pulling the barbell to the top without a rebend to catch.
Okay, so the lower body just stays straight?
Yeah, so
okay.
And some people will go up on their toes, some people will move their feet a little bit. You shouldn't probably move your feet if it's really gonna be a muscle snatch.
Yep.
But essentially we're just trying to pull it to the top without rebending to catch.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yep, and then a power snatch is from the floor and we catch it in an athletic position. So not a full squat, we catch it in an athletic position.
And then a full snatch is full drop
full
wherever you go on.
Full snatch is from the floor, pull under it, catch it in a full squat. And
okay, cool.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
And then anytime we talk about hang is from this position.
Awesome.
Yep.
Okay.
So those are the difference. So today we're going to do hang power snatch.
Cool.
So go ahead and pick up this barbell.
With my newly
your
acquired
new grip. Yep. And it doesn't have to be anything crazy, but that's where I would have you.
Okay.
Then the next thing I want you to focus on with this snatch, let's roll your knuckles down just a smidge. Yep. So we talked about that with the clean as well. Chest is nice and big. There you go. Notice how that automatically pulled you over this barbell?
Yeah.
That's the concept you want to feel when you're doing a snatch.
Okay.
You want to be shoulders over the barbell.
Okay.
Okay. Then we're going to do a slight dip and a hinge so that barbell is 1 inch above your knee.
Okay.
So push your hips and butt back, drop that thing.
1 inch above the knee?
Yep, right there, okay? Knuckles down, chest up. Notice how this is super rigid. When we move, I want you to think about your shoulders and your hips moving together. This is really important for the full snatch when we're at the floor, but for this one, we're just gonna work on hinging. Okay? From this position, first thing I want you to do is you're gonna do a smooth jump shrug. So from this position, stand tall and shrug.
Okay.
Good. Yep. And don't get crazy with it at all. Just be smooth. Float with it. Be rhythmic. Let's do 5 of those. Good. Yep. Keep your knuckles down. There it is. Good. Yep. I'm gonna stand nice and close like always. Don't hit me. There we go. Good. Good. Next step, exact same thing we did with the hang clean. We are going to extend and pull, drive the barbell nice and high, pull your elbows back, trace your body to right below the chin. So here to here, nice and smooth.
Okay.
And it won't go quite as high with the snatch, but good. Yep, keep those elbows nice and pulled back. Yep, good. Good, one more good one. Good. Very good. Now this is where I deviate a little bit from the hang clean. Instead of going to the catch position right away, I want to do a power snatch balance.
Okay.
So what does that mean? Put the barbell on your back in snatch grip.
Right now?
Yep, right now. Very good. So all I want you to do right here is we are going to do a slight dip and we are going to jump and press ourselves underneath the barbell.
Okay.
Okay.
Doesn't matter how deep I catch, you want the athletic?
Just athletic position, yep.
Okay.
In a power position, yep. So dip, drive, catch.
Okay.
Good, yep. And then when you catch, really focus on locking out.
Locking out.
Drive your elbows, or drive your hands as high as you can go. Same thing. Good. One more time. Good, and freeze right there for a second. So one thing that I really talk about that I like with this movement is the barbell is directly over Austin's heel midfoot area, so between his heel and his midfoot. This is great. A lot of times people try to catch this bar way back here, and it just is a really awkward receiving position. Go ahead and stand. We want to catch that thing directly over our shoulders, directly over our heels and midfoot.
Okay.
Okay? All right, last one to put it all together. Pick that thing up, and we're just going to do 5 hang power snatch.
Okay. From there.
Yep, from 1 inch above the knee. Nice and smooth, knuckles down, chest up. There it is. Good. Good. That receiving position looks really good, really solid. Good. One more going. Good. And set her down. Perfect. So this would be, if we were doing a full snatch, now we would do the same style from the floor or in a full catch, full squat. We just don't need to right now. We're gonna work from the hang power snatch position.
Awesome.
Okay?
Add weight or what's up?
Yeah, so yep, let's add just a smidge of weight. So now the next thing that we're going to work on is we're going to work on a hang power snatch, and we're going to do 3 of them. Okay? So what we do, go ahead, get yourself in here. Are you working on your hook grip with the snatch or no?
Do you want me to give the answer you want? Or
no.
No, I haven't been.
Okay, so the hook grip with the snatch is probably even more important than with the clean because this is such an awkward grip, right?
Yeah.
So if you don't hook grip with the snatch, you're gonna lose your grip a lot sooner than you would if you were cleaning. So work on that hook grip. It's not a deal breaker necessarily, but as you progress with this movement, you're definitely gonna want that. So here's what this is gonna look like. We're gonna pick this up, we're gonna dip to our heels, we're gonna hinge to that position that you were just in, and we're going to do a hang power snatch. So here to here, stand tall, and return. Same thing. And last one. Good. Good, yep, and keep those knuckles down so that barbell stays nice and close to your body. There we go. Good. Last one. Good. Good. Perfect.
Cool.
So what I don't really necessarily like to do this with beginners because it's awkward to go from the receiving position to behind the head.
Yeah.
So an easy way to do it is to come out of a squat stand or something like that.
Yep.
But one thing that I think is really, really good accessory movement, and we'll do it when we're done with this, is that snatch or that power snatch balance per se.
Yep.
It's just, it teaches you how to move in a straight line. Most of the time when people miss this thing, it's either because the barbell drifts in front of them and then they're trying to like catch up.
Yeah.
Or
that's me.
The barbell whips behind them.
Yeah.
Both of those can be fixed by working on that power snatch balance.
Cool.
All right, so let's go up a little bit. Let's go to 10 on each side here. You guys got a nice vapor mitigation system here?
What's that?
A nice vapor mitigation system here?
We have some sketch stuff in the back of this gym here. There's oh, that's where my hat is, bro. Oh, I was looking for this.
I thought that was just perfect product.
No, bro. I just like to place things that, like, I'll put my phone down on like a gray surface, and I just can't find my phone for 3 hours, like a dumbass. But
I've been there.
all right, got a little bit more weight on.
Same exact thing.
Same thing?
Yeah, hang power snatch. Nothing crazy. Work on your hook grip. Work on your bar pass. Keep the barbell nice and close to your body.
And this is gonna make me bet 800 this weekend, right?
850.
850. Let's go.
Yeah.
3. I think it's like 290 fences, which is better, but
there's not a movement on planet Earth that I wouldn't do every day if it meant I was going to hit 850.
it's just guaranteed.
Yeah. I'd do anything. There we go. That was really a natural one. No horizontal displacement at all. Yep. And down. So you've done 6 working reps with a wider grip. Notice any difference?
A little bit. I don't know. I feel like I can't. I don't know if this is unnatural or not. It feels like, for me, it feels like my arms are too wide. I don't know what that feeling is. I don't know what that is.
Yeah, so I certainly think that adjusting to a wider grip can be something that you're not used to, right?
Yeah.
With the snatch, again, it's a movement that you don't use that grip for with anything else.
Yeah.
I would say if you are trying to restart your snatch or break it down and start, I don't want to say correctly, but start with a more, a grip that allows you to grow into the movement, I would definitely get yourself to where the barbell is right at about your waist.
So I'm feeling like I can't create tension on the bar with that wide. What would that be? Is that a mobility thing? Is that just not, maybe it's just a rep thing too?
Yeah. I don't necessarily think it's a mobility thing or an anatomical thing necessarily.
Yeah.
More so it's just a different movement.
Straight up rep thing.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
Different movement. If you want to bring your hands in a half
just as if we get heavier,
happens,
I'll do that, but I'll try to stick with it as long as I can.
Cool. All right, man, let's peel this and throw on a
plate, bro.
Biscuit, yeah.
Let's go. All right, keep spreading your knowledge.
I was just talking to Austin about how I think weightlifting shoes make such a huge difference in the snatch because most people aren't super comfortable with the overhead squat position. So having weightlifting shoes, that makes it makes it a lot easier to achieve your depth once you start pulling under a bar a little deeper.
Buttery.
And then I lose the hook grip at the top. That's why I keep re-gripping down there.
Yeah, Will says he does the same thing. Like when he comes back down, he talks about like readjusting that hook.
With the snatch, it's especially hard because to catch the bar, you have to lose the hook grip.
Yep.
So it's hard to get it back without, being intentional about it at your hip.
Gotcha. Okay.
Good. Don't rush it. Nice and smooth. Get vertical. Way better. Good. Yep. Good.
Cool.
Notice the difference at all?
Yeah, on the slower, it felt like a just more patient pull on there. I feel like definitely when I get heavy, I start to meathead the snatch itself.
With the snatch, and I don't know if you've heard of the name Dmitry Klokov. He was like the most popular weightlifter ever a couple of years ago, a Russian guy. But he talked about how the snatch is all technique. Like he would go a year without snatching and he'd come back and be able to work up to almost a 1 RM.
Really?
Because it's technique.
Yeah.
Yep. Like your strength, you're never going to have a heavy snatch because you're really strong.
Yeah.
You're gonna have a heavy snatch because you're a really good mover.
Yeah, I'm finding that out real quick.
Yeah, as the weight goes up, just be patient and get as tall as possible. If you can get to that position, you're gonna be able to fall underneath it.
Cool.
You wanna keep going?
Oh yeah, I'll keep going till one of us dies. And
Put
by
a
one
10
of
on
us,
there.
I mean me.
I don't love chaining or cycling these together. I think it's a little bit more difficult to...
What do you mean by cycling together?
So if I do a set of 3 on the squat, you're doing 3 reps in a row without racking, right?
Yeah.
Whereas in snatch, a set of 3 doesn't mean you need to hold the bar the whole time. It just means you need to do 3 consecutive reps. So I usually do 1, drop it, re-grip, and then do another one.
Okay, I'm the same way, but I think it's just because I suck at them, so I reset every time. But that's good to know.
Then I suck at them too, because I have to reset every single time.
Okay, that's good to know.
Yeah, it just, there's no advantage to not.
Okay.
If you were a competitive CrossFitter and you needed to do touch and goes, maybe.
For time or something like that?
Yeah. But that's,
No, I feel like it's way cleaner whenever I set down, pick it back up, and go.
Yeah, it's very technical, right? So being good on those little components makes the whole lift.
Cool.
You use chalk at all?
We don't have chalk here, no.
Yeah,
but,
perfect. I don't use it either.
And these bars get greasy too here.
Yeah, my kids use sidewalk chalk, like they'll just...
Yeah, we were ripping that out with the cleans. That was nice.
Yeah, it works.
Cheat code.
You just scribble some red on the pavement and rub your hands on it. It's a beauty.
Nice.
So that's what I talk about, like that, dropping it. Good setup. Find your hook grip again. And then last one.
So, I hear people talk about using, like hitting the bar off of their hips.
Yeah, contact.
Yeah, I don't do that. Is that?
Yeah, so I love contact because it means the barbell is nice and close to your body.
Okay.
But I like contact that touches and goes vertical.
Yeah.
Any contact that hits and goes out here
it's too much.
Bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I think when you said the chest up, that instantly pulled me into that bar. So I feel like I'm definitely not focusing on that pull back.
Yeah.
But I think that would help a lot with the.
I'll show you something. So remember when you started adding snatch grip deadlifts?
Yeah.
So the snatch grip deadlift can be really, really good for teaching bar path, but it can also be a movement that gets you away from good bar path. And I'll show you what that means later. Most people, when they just do it, they do it as a deadlift and not as a snatch deadlift.
Gotcha.
I'll show you the difference. Last one.
Yeah, I just bought him some time for that.
Yeah, I needed that. I was
clutch.
Dying.
Beautiful.
Good.
So when I pick it up off the ground, I was watching this dude. He's like this Chinese dude. And he's going like really like externally rotated with the thing, and I like that pickup position. What is that? Like, what's your start when you're actually pulling from the ground? What's your starting position?
So there's no one size fits all. I'll show you mine just while I'm here. I do a Frogger stance.
Okay.
So mine is a little bit different. I'm directly underneath my hips, and then my knees are out.
Yeah.
So this is where I'm at. And you see that with a lot of Chinese or Asian weightlifters. You'll see that sometimes as well. You like to be here? Or not quite that extreme?
I just saw a dude do it, and I felt like I was able to squat my deadlift much better, which was helpful for my deadlift.
Yeah, so
off the ground.
So if you have short femurs, and you're a really good squatter, you certainly could try to make the breaking the floor feel more like a squat as opposed to a deadlift.
Okay.
And having your feet slightly out would certainly mimic that squat foot position more.
Okay, cool.
I'm all pull. I'm not a good squatter, so I try to get my posterior chain involved a little bit more.
Yeah, I might have the shortest femurs on this planet. They're beautiful for squatting and terrible for pulling.
Here we go. Finish nice and smooth now. Good. So one thing you probably felt there. Notice how when you hinged and stopped, paused, and then went. So that's kind of eliminating the whole dynamic aspect of the hinge.
Yeah.
So like if you were to take this rubber band and if you were holding it here and I pulled it and held it and then let go, it would snap back, but not as fast as if I just ripped it and let it go. Right. Same thing with I can put this back. Same thing with the dynamic hang portion. We're tall, we want to hinge and then go right away. Use that stretch reflex to get you back to the top.
Yeah, I was thinking trying not to meathead, but if you give me the green light to put some gas on the pedal.
Oh no, please.
I'm all
It's technical, it's not slow, right?
Do you want to add something?
Yeah, what do you want to add?
5s or 10s?
5s or 10s?
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah, we can do one more set of 3 and then hit some singies.
Okay, I'll probably already do singles.
Oh, okay, cool.
You
I wanted some singles, but I didn't want to ruin the whole progression.
No. Let's just go
5s,
nice and patient. Now, when you take a 20-minute break and come back, the most important thing is your technique, right?
Yeah.
You got to move the barbell smoothly.
Hey, this is your first swing of the game. We BP'd, we had to drive over the fields.
Yeah.
Now we got our...
Yeah, it's just a heightened level of danger.
The worst swing.
Yeah, first swing, worst swing, I bet.
Here we go. Whee!
So notice me, I am not somebody with a really strong power snatch, which means I don't pull the bar very high. I have to start pulling myself under the bar and catching it. Yep. So even that's probably as low or as high as I can catch that bar.
Okay.
So you rip it a lot higher. You will be able to keep going with the power snatch.
Okay.
That's I'm getting pretty close to the end for me.
All right, let's do this.
Good.
Felt a little more meatheady.
Well, I just haven't touched the bar.
Touch bar? Yeah, okay.
That's all it is.
Do you want to hit another single here to warm up again and then add weight?
Yeah, I'm not going to go super heavy.
Okay.
I'll do one more here and then I'll probably be good with that. If you want to keep working singles, then I'll
keep working singles until I feel like it's tough and because I want to hear what you see when I start to break down.
Perfect.
That'd be cool.
Yep. And then I want to do a little bit of
accessories.
Yep.
Awesome.
And especially that snatch grip deadlift because it's a really good strength component with the snatch if you're doing it in a way that mimics the snatch.
Cool. I'll hit one more here just to
go ahead.
warm up. Do you want another one?
No, I'm good.
Okay.
I'm good.
Oh, ew.
Rushed it. Rushed it.
Rushed it?
Yeah.
Okay.
You didn't get to your full hang position, and then you didn't get to your full extension.
See, I was thinking fast on the way down there, and whenever I do that, it feels like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't hinge. I feel like I almost squat it. When I think fast on the way down, I squat instead of get that good hinge.
Don't think fast on the way down. Think fast after you hit as far down as you're gonna go.
Okay.
So if I'm in this position, I'm not trying to race to the hit, to
That's
the hang.
what I just tried to do.
I'm smooth there, and then as soon as I hit it, boom, now I'm going fast.
There we go. Okay, cool. You done?
Yep,
All
yep.
right, I might add a 10.
Good. That was a lot smoother after you got to your hinge. Right?
Yeah.
You noticed that?
That pull felt amazing, and then it felt weird, like sticking. Almost like I pulled it too high or something weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is exactly what happened.
Right.
So when that's the addition of the strength, right? When you try to muscle it,
Yeah.
which isn't a bad thing. You have to muscle it, right? You can't be super casual about it.
Yeah.
But when you hinge and really rip it, sometimes you're going to rip it higher than you expect, and that's when you get a little bit of that.
A little wobbly? Okay.
Yep, not a bad thing.
Do I want to squat that lower? It felt like or was it just too high of a pull?
Yeah, not too high is not
Or too, yeah.
fair. It just was higher than you expected.
Okay,
Yep,
cool.
No big deal.
I might end on a 185 and just call her day there. Yeah, I didn't notice the real difference between the wide hands and the short hands there either. Felt good.
Yeah, it looked good.
Didn't feel like the first couple it felt super kind of weird, and then that one it felt decent.
It looks a lot smoother. There's no, like, you haven't, knock on wood, you haven't caught a bar yet with soft elbows.
Okay.
You know,
yeah.
you're catching it in a locked position.
Yeah,
which is
definitely when I get heavier, I for sure start to do that where it's like a little bit, but I was also way narrower before. So try not to do that here.
I like the overhead position way more.
Felt way better. And then instead of getting underneath, it felt like I was doing the meathead wide.
Yeah. And you were. But it's a power snatch, right? Our goal is to catch it high. So you adjust your feet where you have to.
Okay.
There's no rules if we're doing a power snatch. Most people would say, if you have to go that wide, just start going deeper.
Deeper. Okay.
But we're trying to power snatch, so I don't mind. That's
cool.
Yep.
Awesome. Let's get accessories.
Yeah, let's do it.
What do we got first?
So just because we've already gotten here, let's do snatch grip deadlift.
Okay.
And we can talk about what that looks like. Again, nothing crazy heavy. Anytime you're deadlifting, it can be something that really hammers your central nervous system. We know that, but you don't have to go super heavy in order to get like benefits from a snatch grip deadlift.
Okay.
Especially if you're trying to use it to help your snatch, right? Like let's say you snatch 250 pounds. Deadlifting, snatch grip deadlifting 400, I mean, yeah, it's gonna make you stronger, but you're never gonna snatch 400, right? Let's get really, really good at that first pull with 275 or something like that.
Cool. Is this angle good?
Yeah.
We're live if you wanna rip into it.
Okay, so, and I was talking to you about this because I saw this on when you were doing it before. And with the snatch grip deadlift, there's two approaches. You can snatch grip deadlift from a strength base where all you're trying to do is get stronger.
Yep.
Right? Then just deadlift it, however you want, deadlift it. Or you can do a snatch grip deadlift with the intention of it helping your snatch, like your first pull off the floor. And that's what I think is really good. So what you want to do with that, get your snatch grip, get your feet exactly where you would have them, right? And now we are going to tighten up into our snatch position. And then when we break the floor, we are pulling back, keeping the barbell back.
Instead of staying in that kind of rounded.
Yes, exactly. Because that's what your first pull would look like on a snatch.
Cool.
Yeah? So from this position, and I like a dynamic floor break, so I usually do a dynamic snatch grip deadlift. From this position, back. Notice how I'm not standing up to full extension. You can, but you don't need to. You're trying to get to the hip.
To the hip, okay.
Yep. So again, this position. Back. Very good.
It's almost like a pendulum row.
Yeah. Kind of is like a pendulum row.
Yeah.
But you're getting the posterior chain and you're getting to that hip. Then that natural progression is.
It's just those Reeves deadlifts that look like I didn't lock out yesterday. I was just preparing for this, and that's why I didn't lock them out. It wasn't because of a strength thing. It's because I was preparing for Kyle to come. So.
And this is going to feel different for you too because you are quad dominant.
Yeah.
You're a squat based lifter, but we still want to make it look like what it would look like for your snatch.
Okay.
So Yep, get into your position, big chest, flat back, and this is where I want the hips and the shoulders to rise at the same angle.
Okay, cool.
Yes! Feel that difference?
Yeah.
Where you have to like pull the bar back, keep it nice and close?
Yep.
That's really good. Yep.
A little goofy like like standing up.
The more you can think of it as the first step of the snatch, the better it's gonna feel.
Okay.
Because if you think like, okay, I'm not gonna fully lock out, I'm gonna be in, you talk yourself into weird positions.
Start doing weird shit.
Where if you grab into it and you're like, okay, I'm gonna snatch this thing, and you just get into a snatch, it's gonna feel a lot more natural.
It's like just hitting the softball instead of trying to do cut swings all the time,
yeah,
right?
Just relay everything to softball.
Cool.
How heavy you wanna go on this?
However, whatever you want.
Let's go, let's just go.
I don't have to go crazy. I deadlifted yesterday, so I don't have to go crazy. But
okay, let's stay here and let's do a whole bunch of reps.
Okay.
Let's turn it almost into like a pseudo hypertrophy movement.
Cool.
I'll go another one, and I'll just do like a smooth set of 6 or something like that. Nothing crazy. And then you just want each one to look like your first pull of your snatch.
So are you trying for any speed on this off the pull or just more smooth?
Just smooth, just trying to move. And you don't want to go so slow, but you don't necessarily want to rush it either.
Rush it, okay, yep.
You want it to look like, if you were to do a full snatch, boom, and a snatch grip deadlift, if I paused it at the same spot, you wouldn't be able to tell the difference.
Gotcha. Yeah, you're just raw dogging that hook grip, huh?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, psycho.
Gets you closer to Jesus. That's what it's all about. Good, yep. Back, work yourself back. There we go, way better. Yep. Good. Now the next progression I want you to do with your eyes, find a spot. Camera might be, I mean that will look real serial killer type, but stare at something.
Okay, yep.
So find that spot, get to this position where our head is still forward.
Cool.
Because that's what it's gonna be when we go into the snatch.
Awesome.
All right, let's go. Let's throw one of these on each side.
Little 10?
Yeah. Just throw over the claps, or you guys don't do that?
It doesn't matter.
Oh, that's lovely.
Bro, this is your dojo right now. We're in it. We're ripping 6 again, or what are you ripping?
Yeah, yeah. I sure would like a nice blue chunk of sidewalk chalk right now.
Yeah, that bar does not super friendly. What are you looking for? What? Yeah, dude, just walk in front of the camera.
Just add a snatch hot take. What's your snatch hot take?
What do you think about snatches?
Yeah.
Hold up. Here we go. Yeah, come here. Here, check the camera. Yep.
I came here to snatch more.
Good advice.
Olympic weightlifting.
Fool.
That's a cold take.
So he's hook gripping. He has 10-pound plates outside of the clips right now, and staring at the camera.
Yeah, those are 3 important things. Again, there's no rules, right? Like we paint ourselves into so many corners. There's no rules. Good.
Yeah, that's like the first time I felt why people get their cuts on the shin with their deadlifts.
Yeah.
You look crazy.
I got a couple of them right now.
Yeah, I felt that. Go in here.
Do another one. We'll go 10 on and then call it good.
I was hoping he said he was done.
10 over the top. 10 over the top.
10 over the top. Oh, I had the blonde hair, bro. Scared people. The play where you ran over that dude, you're gonna have that highlight for the rest of your life. That's gonna be so sick. I am a god.
Might have only done 5 there. The camera will tell us later.
But we'll speed it up. And whenever I don't know how many reps I do, so this is gonna be a YouTube confession here. Whenever I don't know how many reps I was doing, I'll just speed it at times 10. So like people aren't counting.
I like that.
Yeah.
I thought you were gonna say do an extra one.
Oh no.
Like never do that.
It's like, cause I'll be talking during the camera and like then I'm not counting my reps. I'm just ripping something and I'm like, ooh shit. It's always during like accessory stuff. It's never during like the serious stuff. Serious stuff we always rip our reps.
So what, and we'll see if you notice it too, but what I notice is when it starts to get heavier, I stop trying to do it like a snatch and just start doing it like a deadlift.
Yeah.
You don't want that, right? Use this movement to mimic the first lift of, or the first pull of a snatch.
Cool.
Yep, hips and shoulders right together. There, way better. Back, back, back. Yep.
Oh, that was gross. I hit 7 though, just to make sure we got all of it. 12 reps.
Get my extra.
Get your extra in.
Yeah.
Ooh. Cool. Now we got behind.
Yep.
Let's rip those.
You'll be able to like this based on Instagram comments that you get sometime. One of my all-time favorite comments I got the other day, I posted about hitting in slow pitch, of course, right?
Yep.
All my stuff is about slow pitch softball. And some guy goes on there and says, slow pitch softball, just play baseball. And so I did my due diligence. I clicked on his profile, right? Very first video, guess what he was doing?
Slow pitch?
Hex bar deadlift. I said, listen, bro, you're hex bar deadlifting, man. Like, don't tell me to play baseball.
Just deadlift.
Just pull a straight bar.
Yeah.
That is. And I told him that, and he goes, touche. You're right.
That's funny.
Real recognize real, right?
All right, what do we got here? What are we doing?
So next thing we're gonna work on is, we're gonna do a little bit of a complex overhead. I like a power snatch balance, I like a snatch balance, and I like an overhead squat.
Okay.
So 3 ways to work on the bar path. This is one that I talked to Evie about too. I think a lot of people miss lifts because their overhead bar is either back too far or too far forward.
Yep.
Okay, these movements right here help make sure that it's always a straight line. So what I'm going to do, I like to go out of a squat rack with these, and this is a super technical complex. It doesn't have to be heavy. You can do heavy once you get really proficient and smooth with it, but for today, it doesn't have to be at all. So important part is that our grip is the exact same as our snatch, okay? So from this position, I'm going to dip, I'm going to drive, and I'm going to catch in a power position overhead. So it looks like this, and then stand tall. Notice, even as I stand, the bar's in the exact same spot.
And you were saying you did more on this than you did in your full snatch.
Yeah, my lifetime PR in a snatch balance, and what a snatch balance is where you go here and stand. Okay. My lifetime PR snatch balance is more than my lifetime PR snatch.
Really? Yeah. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Is that pretty common?
I don't know if it's common, but it certainly happens.
Yeah, happens.
Certainly happens. So I want to do 2 hang power, two hang power snatch balance, 2 power snatch balance, 2 full snatch balance, 2 overhead squats. Okay. So it'll look like this. 1, 2, now the fulls. And then keep it here, an overhead squat.
So when you're, going to take you off this a little bit. When you're doing you're programming for a full workout.
Yep.
What's that like? Are you doing all of this in a singular workout? Like, what's that kind of look like for you on like a snatch day? Ooh, this is gonna be.
Yeah, I mean, it depends. There's different phases of Olympic weightlifting. In the early phases with our athletes, where we're trying to get them really good at technique, we do a ton of complexes. So we'll add these in. We don't do a ton of full snatch right off the bat. We work a lot of hang position. We work a lot of power position. We work up to the full snatch. I think I told you earlier, but we teach the hang power snatch with our young weightlifters. That's the very first movement they do.
Yep. And then, like, let's say a day would you do like a complex, then work up to like a heavy, or for somebody that knows how to snatch, are you doing complex to warm up, snatch, then a deadlift, or like or are you not doing that all on the same day?
It depends. I mean, you can move it all over the place. Usually how we would structure it, if we were doing full snatches at any point in time during the workout, we do those first.
First,
Warm up really well, do those.
Yep.
Then we would rarely do
when you're doing snatches, let's say, again, you're working with an experienced person, are you building up to like heavy single, heavy triples? Like what are you doing for that?
Yeah.
Obviously it depends, but like on kind of general, you're doing lots of reps, very little reps?
Typically our working volume is somewhere between 10 and 14 reps.
Okay.
So sometimes that's 5 sets of 2, sometimes that's 4 sets of 3, sometimes it's 6 singles, you know what I mean?
Yep.
So we're doing that. We never ever do touch and go snatches when we're training competitors, people who are gonna lift for the sport.
Yep.
So every rep we would drop, reset, and go again.
Do it again, yep.
Yep. So we never chain them together. And then as far as working up to heavies, I would say we just get somewhere between 75, 85, maybe a 90.
Okay.
And then every Saturday with our advanced lifters, we do a heavy Saturday. We hit singles, a heavy single. Yep.
And then how many times, you're working with these athletes, how many times would you snatch a week? Like how often are you snatching a week?
Usually we do some form of snatch 2 or 3 days a week.
Okay.
Yeah, 2 or 3 days a week.
Like a complex, normal day, and then a heavy Saturday?
Perfect. Yep. So Saturday always counts as one. We do heavy single clean and jerk, heavy single snatch every single Saturday.
Okay.
So that's one day. Then we would do some sort of full snatch one of the other 5 days, and then one form of complex.
Cool.
Yep. That's
Awesome.
just how we work it. And again, we keep the volume low, and we make sure our athletes have good technique.
Awesome. 25s on, or what do you want?
Yeah, let's do 25s.
25s?
And now with this movement, so
You want some clips, or are you good?
we're good. We're good. So with this movement, the hardest part about it is the return, right? Getting it back to the traps, back to the safe position, right? I don't weight this movement with my beginners. I weight this movement with people who I know can control the barbell, right?
Yeah.
Because there's just a lot of areas you could have problems. Especially people who push the barbell out in front of them, when then they go to return it, they don't get back far enough and they can hit their C4, hit their neck.
Yeah.
That hurts. If it's people who push it back too far, they can miss, and then that's bad too. Yeah, so it's certainly a skill. The other thing that helps is when you are in a power position or even a full position, when you start to stand, you should return it at the same time.
Okay.
So like meet those in the middle.
Yep.
So don't stand fully and then drop it, and don't blast it before you're up, kind of meet in the middle.
And so you said you worked up to, this was heavier than your snatch when you were PRing. How often are you going heavy on these? This is a thing you're commonly going heavy on, or is that rare?
I would go heavy on these usually once a week, maybe once every 2 weeks.
So it is a pretty main accessory.
Yep. And I would, when I was going really heavy like that, 0 returns.
Drop it.
Hit a single, drop it. Yep. And again, you don't have to, the technicalities of it don't really matter. We're trying to groove good patterns, and we're trying to get strong in positions we struggle with.
Yep. I got to move that band.
I was going to say, I don't know if it's, I got a haircut tonight, but I might have, push that on there, please.
Got you.
Famous last words, I didn't need the clips.
I know, every time I say that too. Nice. So you're snatching again to get in that overhead, or did you?
No,
okay.
I forgot.
Okay, I didn't know if that was messing it up.
Good, yep. Good, nice straight lines.
Oh, shoot.
You do the same thing as me, yep. Hold it, nice and smooth. Good. And again, Olympic weightlifting shoes on this would help tremendously.
Yeah, cool.
One more.
One more? Same weight?
Yep, same thing. Nice and smooth. You feel that in your rear delts?
Oh yeah,
From having to...
Jack, yeah. That's why we were talking a little bit about this, I think off camera, but and I talked about this on the YouTube, so that the hypertrophy effect from snatches, and I think a lot of it for me specifically is don't have a ton of that pulling, like high pulling and staying back there, but the traps and neck double in size as soon as I started doing this stuff.
Yeah, it doesn't take long. If you want to build an aesthetic physique, right, the upper back is a really good place to start.
Yeah.
The Olympic weightlifting makes a huge difference with that. And it's also like the only muscles that you can see with the t-shirt. You just look like a Ninja Turtle.
You look like a monster.
Yeah, it's a good life.
Really hoping that gets cut from the footage.
That'll make it for sure. That might make the Instagram clip.
It's the only thing we post.
Look at that.
Yep. Remember, I was gonna say something, but I'm like, I have faith in him. Woo! How'd that feel?
About as clean as you can get.
Yep. Doesn't get any better.
That's as clean as a fresh haircut on a Monday afternoon. No, Thursday afternoon.
Last day, YouTube, this is gonna be the last. How long have you been growing your hair out?
7 years.
Yeah, 7 years, and he's selling out to the corporate world tomorrow, or today, 6 p.m.
Today, 6 p.m.
Gonna do some before and afters for the gram, or what?
Yeah, I think I will.
Before Corky's too, that's unfortunate.
Well, if I hit well, I'm always gonna get a haircut before
Yeah, that's
tournament.
true, it could be the move.
And if I suck, I'm quitting softball because I can't just grow the hair back. No, trim it. I'll probably look a lot like you after tonight, man.
Boom.
Done.
Cool.
Good job, man.
Is that all we got for people?
That's all we got. Is there
That was
anything you
awesome.
want to chat about? Wrap it up? You're good.
That was it. We'll wrap it up. Yeah, we're going to get some nukes.
Cool. Yeah, let's
over
do it,
there.
man.
Evie, you're welcome. Let's go.